Hi YouTube, Darth here. This was kind of a slower week on the CTE, and there are only a few minor changes made to the CTE servers this week. The most notable change you'll see in today's video is the 4th of July Easter eggs. Again, I'd like to remind you all to play on the CTE servers if you get the chance, as there continue to only be about 1 or 2 populated servers at a particular time. There were 2 major changes on the CTE this week, in addition to a bunch of tweaks. First, all of the options that they've added over the last few weeks have been put into an advanced submenu. If that doesn't rock your socks off, they've also added more options for fading enemies, friendlies, and just about anything you could want. The second major change was to the Rush gameplay mode, where the vehicles went from being a third of the normal spawn time to requiring a 50% longer spawn time on Rush. What this means is vehicles on Rush will be a much more precious commodity from this time on, at least on servers that use the default vehicle times. So putting down those tanks on Shanghai will now mean something rather than a brief reprieve. I actually got in some time with Rush yesterday, albeit with only about 7 other players. I've got to say that I was thoroughly enjoying myself on Hainan. Rush has been one of those game modes that I've just entirely avoided in Battlefield 4 because it frankly just wasn't fun. So these improvements do seem to be making a difference. But like I said, it's a relatively slow week on the CTE. Some other improvements that went into this week's client were continuing improvements to weapons and scopes for visual recoil changes, Rush map improvements, triage UI improvements, and continuing obliteration changes. That's about it for this week, really. Again, if you have the opportunity, I encourage you to play on the CTE and let DICE know about your thoughts and opinions on the community test environment forums. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and if you like this video, consider throwing this video a like. If you're new around here and you'd like to see more Battlefield 4 videos, subscribe to my channel. If you're celebrating the holiday here in America, I hope you had a good holiday weekend, and I'll see you next time.